Justin here from the Business School for the Rehab Chiropractor. We've had a couple busy weeks here at Rehab Chiro. We just finished off our Rehab Chiro Mastermind Live, and I would love to tell you guys a bit about how it went. But before we get into that, if you are new to the podcast, every episode we share the stories of chiros who are learning how to build their businesses, and along the way, learning the lessons they will not teach you in chiro school. If you need help taking your business to the next level, go to the link in the show notes and speak to my team, and we can help you find the right information. And if anything you hear today is useful to your practice, please like and follow wherever you get your podcasts, or even leave us a review. We would love to hear from you. I'm Dr. Justin Rabinowitz, and this is Business School for the Rehab Chiropractor. So with Rehab Chiro Mastermind Live wrapping up, the number one thought I have after we do these in real life events is how much it matters here in 2026 and beyond. Most of the questions that people are asking today are, how's AI going to affect our business? And are we going to lose our jobs? And what about human-human interaction? And I can tell you that the more we go virtual and the more AI and robots become part of our life, people still crave even more human connection. And I think this is a massive point. Number one, obviously for my business and my community, but a community-based business now becomes the thing that is so important. So how does that impact you who's listening to this podcast? Well, number one, I think you as a chiro or PT that has in real life services is going to be even more important, because you can put on events, you can have patients come into your office. Think about how many people you work with that may work from home and they don't interact with humans all day. And so yes, coming to your office to get out of back pain is really important, but even more important than that for some of them might be that human to human connection that they just don't get anymore. And so I think I've never been more bullish on the thing that we do as a profession, the thing that my business is doing of putting these events on. And for all of you out there who are treating patients in person, I just reject the idea that these people do not want to be in person and get treated and have human-human interaction. I think it is just us as humans, and I don't expect that to change anytime soon. So we've done these events now for the last 4 years. I think we're on event 13 or 14. I can't even keep track. And I've been sort of the person that has to get up on stage and to do all of the talks and to speak, but we had a shift, and this event changes everything to what we do. At this live event, it was the first time that we had members of our community on stage teaching to our members. And it is something for me that I will never forget, because it's a turning point. And I'm so proud of what we've accomplished internally to get some of our members to the point of now they are experts in what they do in their field. And so you don't just have to hear it from Justin and Strive to Move and Rehab Chiro anymore. You can hear it from people who started just like people at the very beginning, who weren't business owners, who were making no money, but have put in the work, have learned the skills, and now have learned it to the point that they can get on stage and teach others. And so for me, this is a massive opportunity and a massive win internally. And it makes me feel so good that there are people here that have become such experts in their field and have come from nothing, which should give other people hope. I talked to students recently and they have things like, I don't know how to speak in person, or I'm not sure how to run an ad, or I'm not sure how to market. And it's like, of course you aren't. You didn't go to school for that. But I promise you can learn it. And when you get to that point of learning it and dedicating your life to something like that, you can then be on stage and teach others about it. And what a wonderful lesson for everyone to learn here, no matter where you're starting from, what skills you have or don't have, that you can show up and you put in the work and learn the skills. And then you get to the point of being such an expert that your colleagues are now going to listen to you and help them grow their business. So we're in 2026, and if you are not focusing on AI and how to use artificial intelligence within your practice, your chiro or PT practice, you are going to fall behind. And so one of the biggest problems that we see in our community is that there are business owners, number one, who aren't confident on writing marketing messaging or copy or don't know what to post. And then second to that, we now have business owners who have brought on a marketing team, marketing assistants, or hired agencies. And the problem that they are having, the biggest pain point, is that the people doing their marketing, they don't understand who the patient is. They can't write good headlines. They don't understand how to communicate with the ideal customer. And so marketing might be happening, posts might be going out, emails might be being sent, but the messaging of it is so poor that it might as well not be getting done. And what ends up happening in those situations is that the business owner, the chiro or the PT, says the death words of business, which are, I'll just do it myself. And I think that's so important and relevant because of how AI can help you. Now, for some of you, you might be thinking, okay, well, let me just go use ChatGPT or Anthropic to write my messaging and copy. The problem with that strategy in itself is that those tools are good, but they are not trained. Think about it like this. You have a tool that doesn't have the brain for your business. And the reason why that's important to you listening is because what we've had to do within Rehab Chiro is we have built custom marketing bots. And what that means is that we've inserted the right brain into the AI tools. We have used and told the brain, here's the perfect client, here's how to speak, here's the language to use, here's the language not to use. And the reason why that's important is because if you don't do that, AI will produce marketing content, but it's going to be slop. And you can see it from a mile away. Generic content that you just check the box. The problem with that is it isn't going to work and clients won't be attracted to it. You'll feel productive and successful because you'll say, yeah, I created 10 emails this week, or I wrote 15 Instagram posts, but nothing's going to happen because it just doesn't hit the right audience and the right customer. And so what we taught at our live event was how to, number one, add context, add the brain to the bot, and then even more important, how to talk, how to coach, how to instruct, how to prompt the bot so that you actually can get the content from AI that is going to be useful to your business and is going to attract your perfect patient or perfect customer. So that was one of the most impactful sessions that we've had because we've just seen so many of our members, so many of our clients get stuck that they're so frustrated that AI is here and they think they should use it and it can be efficient, but it doesn't produce results. And so we were able to solve that problem. This episode is brought to you by Jane, a practice management software and EMR built to support you in the day-to-day work of running your business. If you're a health or wellness practitioner, you already know. The care you provide starts well before your patient arrives and extends far beyond the treatment room. Jane is here to support every part of that experience. With online booking, your clients can book at a time that works for them. And with features like waitlist notifications, they'll even be able to grab last-minute openings when they pop up. It's an easy way to keep your schedule full while getting your patients the care they need. During your appointment, Jane's AI-powered documentation feature can help you thoughtfully take notes so you can stay present with the person in front of you. And after appointments, you can end your time together on a healing note, not a transactional one, by charging the card on file. So guys, when Jane reached out to me to become an ambassador for them, it was a no-brainer. In my community Slack channel, we have 140 chiros PTs, US, Canada, and all over the world. And this is like the one piece of equipment software that consistently gets a 10 out of 10 rating. They talk about it all the time. They absolutely love it. And so when Jane reached out to me to help them and be an ambassador for their brand, it was an absolute no-brainer. And I am so excited to be able to work with them. To learn more about Jane, how they can support you and your patients, head to jane.app/demo. And one last thing. If you're ready to get started with Jane, you can use my code RehabChiro1MO for a 1-month grace period on your new account. We have internally in our team meetings, what we say is when Justin's on stage, that's like my time to do my job. And when Justin isn't on stage, that is the time for the community and for my team to do their job. And what I mean by that is when we started doing these events early on, we thought we needed to have content set for 2 days and like every minute needed to be taken care of. And what we realized about halfway to doing this after 4 or 5 events was that the content was good and people enjoyed that. But what they actually enjoyed more was the time between sessions, the 30 minutes break that we took. We would say we're breaking, we're getting back, and people wouldn't want to come back to the session because they were in conversation with people. They were talking to people that they have met here and bonds that they've built. I saw something posted on Instagram a few days before the event of one of our members from Rhode Island was in Philly visiting another member, and then they were driving up to the event together. And those are the type of things, those bonds and connections that happen at these events. And so for us and for me, like my ego, I try not to make it big enough that everyone is there to see me. I want to be good and I want to do what I need to do. But I'm also very aware that one thing that we do as a community is we put these events on as an opportunity for our members from all over the US and Canada to come together, to have conversation, to have lunch together, to go to the bar and have drinks after, to work out in the morning together, to truly build bonds and connections. And I've always told people this business for me is easy in the sense of I'm just a product of the system. I have met some of my closest friends, people that I now do business with, the 3 coaches that we have at Rehab Chiro, Carrie Jose, Allison Feld, and Kevin Vandy. They are people who I met in rooms just like that, who are now some of my closest friends and allies. The reality is I'm 40 years old and I don't have many friends from when I was a kid. And it isn't because of any other reason. Of the people in my life now are ones that have gone through the things that I'm going through. And so people like Carrie and Kevin and Allison are people I met in rooms just like this, like a Rehab Chiro and a mastermind group. And we've grown together. We've done life together. We've gone through marriage and we've kids and divorce, like all these things that happen in life while building this business of this dream that we have. And I'm so glad that we can create this as a community for people to come together. We always tell my team and I tell the members, like, listen, I think we're good at what we do. The content's going to be great, but don't for one second think that that's the most important part of this event. The most important part of these events is that our people get to come together and our team gets to talk to them and we get to create relationships and talk to people and get them in person, look them in the eye, give someone a hug when they need it, give someone a kick in the butt. And again, those are things that happen at these events that makes them worth every second of it. So what's next to Rehab Chiro after this event? What isn't next? You know, we're 4 years in to doing this and I've never been more excited for the future of our profession, for our community, and for what we're doing. Specifically for Rehab Chiro, you know, we have another live event coming up in September. And then we're going to have we just announced we have booked La Jolla, San Diego. So anyone on the West Coast that hasn't been able to make it out, we will be in La Jolla in January for the event going forward. For us now, it's about taking everything that we've done here. We built such a solid foundation, and now we want to be able to take it to the absolute next level. And what does it mean to take it to the next level? We have business owners now who started with us. They didn't even have a business when they started. Those same people are now building real teams, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 members of staff. They are now at $1 million or pushing $1 million. And now they're thinking about, how do I grow to multiple clinics? How do I find directors and clinic leaders? So we're doing it here. And we have people who are pushing forward on a new frontier within our Chiro community, within this model of business that we've sort of built from the ground up. Every time we reach this next level, it is a territory that hasn't been done in our profession. There are, sure, for years, specifically chiros, there have been, you know, high value rehab based doctors that have charged cash, but no one has ever done it at scale. No community has ever been built that people doing it at scale. And what I find so cool now is that in the last year, our community has created 160 jobs, and that number is only going to grow. And so as I start to look forward, yes, we want to help people build the model from the beginning, get their business off the ground. We want to fix a broken model. But now my big thing is, how do we create more jobs? How do we create more opportunities for people? How do we build lives and careers that most people, when they got into this profession, always dreamed about, but they never saw it as a reality? And so that is why I get up at 4 a.m. to put these events on. That is why I'm so bullish on building it forward. That's why I'm so excited about the next step in the future, because I think that we're just getting started. And if this is happening by year 4, imagine if we keep at this pace at year 10. It's gonna change an industry, and I'm just happy to be a part of it. If you're listening to this and you're looking to improve your practice, go to the link in the show notes to talk to our team. We also have a massive community of people just like you who have taken their practice to the next level. So send us a message if you're interested. I'm Dr. Justin Rabinowitz, and this has been Business School for the Rehab Chiropractor. Like, subscribe, and click the follow wherever you get your podcasts.